Hi, my name is Carina Ockedahl. I'm the managing editor of Canadian Auto Dealer, and I'm here with Greg Uland of Reynolds and Reynolds. Now, this year's NADA show is being done on a virtual platform, and Reynolds and Reynolds is one of the exhibitors. So, Greg, maybe you can tell us a little bit about how the show has been going so far. Has it been meeting your expectations? Have you had any Canadians pass by your virtual booth? What's been going on?
Sure. Well, I guess first, the folks at NADA put on a great show every year, and this year is clearly different, just to say the least. But not unexpected, right? We've been kind of living in this world for almost a solid year at this point, and honestly, they've done a great job at NADA of making this event a successful one so far, and really, enabling connections that frankly need to happen. So it's been great for us. So kudos to NADA and all the work that they've done on making this a successful show remotely. As far as meeting expectations, I don't know that any of us had specific expectations, right? It's new. This is all new for us. So there's been a few virtual events throughout the year, but this is a big one. NADA is huge. So I don't know that we had real set expectations, but I'll tell you the show has been great so far. That being said, you also asked about Canadian dealers. Yeah, we actually have had a lot of interactions with our partners in Canada. We have Canadian representatives from Reynolds that are in the booth. One of the benefits of virtual is everybody can be anywhere that they happen to live, right? So we don't have to travel to New Orleans or wherever. So it enables a lot of communication that maybe wouldn't be possible, or at least be more difficult if it were an in-person show.
Great. Well, maybe you can also tell me a little bit about what your objective was for the show, what you plan to present, any new product services.
Yeah, for us, NADA is all about connecting with dealers and sharing, obviously, what we have to offer and share what's possible in the world today with Reynolds Retail Management System, but also listening, right, and just having those good conversations around what's working and what's not working, and how we might be able to help in some different instances. So our objectives are really around that connection, and we've been able to do that really well so far. Obviously, we're looking forward to it going forward for the next couple of days as well. So yeah, as far as objectives, we've kind of managed those pretty well. As far as what we're showing and what we're talking about, we do have some really exciting things happening from a product perspective, but just to make sure to set the table right with products, when we're looking at the world and building products and new products, we want to make sure that we're focused on dealer profitability. And we've always been that way, but it's something that's really at the core of who we are and what we do as a company, focusing on that dealer profitability. And so we took a step back, and when you look at retail in general, so not just dealers or automotive, but retail in general, this shift to online retailing is front of mind for everybody, top of mind for everybody. And frankly, it has been for a while, but the shift outside of automotive has been happening for a long time, right? Amazon started in, I think, 1994. That's a pretty long time ago. So anyway, when you look at retailers on a spectrum, and on one end you have brick and mortar retailers, and on the other you have online retailers, what you see happening is everybody's coming somewhere towards the middle. When you look at grocery stores, in the U.S. at least, Kroger is the largest grocery store chain in the U.S. And going back, it's been probably 6 or 7 years, they started to get into this online retailing world. And so they developed an app. They said, we got to have an app. So they developed an app, and it was great. It had coupons on it, and you could track your fuel points and all that kind of stuff. And then it got great adoption, and people loved it. So I said, you know what? We need to take the next step, and we need to enable people to buy groceries online. And they did that. They developed more technology into their app where you could go and you could select your grocery list, and it'd go to the store, and they'd pull your groceries for you. And then when you pulled in, you just let them know you were there, and they'd bring them out, put them in your trunk, and you're on your way. And obviously this year that's been important for everybody. But over time, what Kroger saw happening was their margins started shrinking. And if you know anything about grocery store profitability, it's razor thin. You think our margins in auto are small, grocery stores are even smaller. So when they start shrinking, it causes a lot of concern. So Kroger took a look and said, why is this happening? And what they realized was they weren't getting any of those impulse buys of people in the store. So no t-shirts, no candy bars, no sodas. So they said, we have to find a way to provide this convenience, but also get people back into our stores where it's safe and where it's appropriate and where it's possible. So they created this program where you can pick up a scanner when you walk into the store, and you kind of walk through and you scan your groceries as you pick them up, and it saves your Kroger card that has your credit card tied to it, and when you're done, you just check out and you put the scanner away and you walk out to your car. And what that's done is kind of blended the two worlds of digital and in-store, and it's worked for them, and it's really increased profits back to where they were before. And then you look at the other end of the spectrum with a company like an Amazon, right? And they're obviously the epitome of an online retailer, but even Amazon has bought Whole Foods, and they're building their own Amazon Go stores. So they too are realizing that the margins happen with an in-store experience much easier than an online experience. I give you that background because a lot of our products are really focused on that dealer profitability. So we're launching DocuPad Remote, actually, and what that does is takes, if you've ever seen a DocuPad, it's a pretty impressive device. It sits on it's a tabletop device that engages the customer in the F&I sales process and really empowers your F&I manager to sell more effectively. And the results are outstanding for dealers that are able to implement it. Well, F&I Remote takes that desktop device and enables the F&I manager to use those same sales tools and have that same interaction with the customer wherever the customer is, so they can share what's going on the DocuPad with the customer. That's been a big hit for us, obviously, this year. Then you look at things even in the service drive with no touch and kind of self-service. A year ago at NADA, we announced an acquisition of GoMoto, which is a check-in kiosk company. We've done a ton of development work and had a ton of success with rolling that out this year. It's been fantastic. Everything from checking in, without talking to an advisor, to paying for your vehicle service remotely, to picking it up after hours. There's been a lot that's been great for dealers there. So anyhow, I guess getting back on track, the show's been great so far, and we're obviously very excited to be able to get to talk with dealers about helping them be more profitable, both today and in the long run.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. It sounds like it's going to be an exciting show for you. It already has been. And with that, I'll say thanks for taking the time to do the interview, and wish you good health and safety to you, your family, and your team during this pandemic.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting me hop on, and same to you. Take care.